Hey, how you doing? So, welcome back to another reading. Don't forget to check the star signs in your birth chart. This is going to be a Capricorn reading. Make sure that you check the star signs in your birth chart so you can get the accurate reading for your circumstances and situation. Let's get into it, shall we? So, what's going on with Capricorn? Okay, there's a message for someone. No one's coming to you. This could be you saying this to somebody, or somebody could be saying this to you. Um, it says, no one's going to come to you. I rescue you in my head at times, but I realize it's not working. So, someone believes that they are rescuing a person in their head. Ideally, it says, you will believe anything that you hear. If I told you the truth, you wouldn't believe me. This person says, I don't know what it is with you, but you never believe me when I tell you I'm rescuing you in your mind. I feel like someone's doing something to someone though. This definitely sounds like it's manipulation, mind control. It also sounds like it's not going to be honest in the opinion of the other person, which is what you want to say. It says, but it says also it could be someone you're dealing with, which is an air sign, because the air sign keeps manipulating your words or even using you as target to punish their family member. This person doesn't know how to communicate anything, but they use you all the time to communicate about things they've said about their child. Okay, I'm hearing it could be a female child, but it doesn't say who it is exactly. It could be a man as well. A mental person is what this person says. It also says you and an air sign may not get along sometimes, so you may not see eye to eye with what this person's saying. However, it says you may get on with them all the time and see that it works out coexisting. So you may trouble yourself sometimes to say you're not in the mood to get involved in what it is they're using you for. But when you do get involved, it coexists. It works out just fine. Both of you have the finest mind, is what she's saying. The person that you're dealing with could be a female. It says if it's a man, it's not going to be easy, but he feels like you both coexist in the mind too, as you all seem to get along in the same mindset. Okay? It doesn't say much more than that, but it says you all seem to be getting along a lot these days. And if you do know an air sign female, it says she knows that she ain't going to give you any more time or energy to practice arts on her, but only on her child or maybe on a family member. And it does say she's ridiculed in her head because she's got obia or black magic or any type of witchcraft in her mindset to use on you, as well as you putting it on her, because she's challenged your energy to see what you do or what you say in your mind. However, she's a spiritualist in her own right. She does see things in her mind or in the dark, and she does understand who is woke and who's not. So she's very vigilant to her mind in a capacity that she where she can honor your mindset and still take from you, use it, and witchcraft anyone around her. So she's punished in her head, but she's also taken what you've given her, ideally gifts of your spirituality, and punishing you and other people. So she's using you for your witchcraft. It says some of you guys don't have witchcraft, but you are using your mindset to bleed dry another person. It says some of you guys have no idea you're doing it, but you're bleeding them dry. It says you want to take back anything that you've been given in your mind. Ideally, you could be given gifts in your mind, but you could be paying attention to someone else to give them the awfulest war ever. And it says you've got to mind game them to get this war. However, it says don't give up in your mind about things that you want, because you've been taking liberty for so long on someone, they can feel the punishment. It doesn't say that it's going to be a great outcome for you if the person feels like they've noticed or if they've backwashed the situation. It says they understand fully what's going on for some of you. And some of you, it doesn't say that they understand at all. They may use you and use you and use you to the point they can't get any success out of you. This person says, I know because I keep trying and then they keep not giving me what I want, i.e., you are not giving them what they want. But it says you do know that you're trying so hard to give them what they want and then still stealing it back. Like you have a perspective of saying, well, I'll give you stuff, I'll take care of you, but then you take it back. And you're warned not to be around someone either because of the manipulation. It says someone here doesn't want you to be around them around the Christmas period or around their birthday or around any occasion that makes them feel like you're going to harm them. It says you keep manipulating them and playing them and making things up in your head that you've got bad news to give them or even to give yourself because you feel like you have bad moods or bad energy to certify in your head to punish yourself and then give some away to others like you want to punish them too. It says, now I realize I can't be around you. I need peace. My mindset tells me off. I can't be around you. You are warning me you are not a narc. For some of you guys, this person believes you are a narc, a very heavy narcissist, or even a person that doesn't know how to communicate good news because you're always miserable and passing on the negative energy in your mindset to them, which is nasty energy of the devil. They realize you are nasty Capricorn energy or even nasty abilities to pay your way forward in their mind due respect because you don't want to respect them. It says you hide your hand. You communicate with demons in your mind and hide your hand. This person says, I know this because I see him or her trying to communicate devilish acts to themselves and giving their problems to me. It says, you know what? You could be dealing with a Pisces or water sign. Clearly, you have air signs around you, maybe even other Capricorns or earth signs, but the water sign is feeling your wrath more than anything, and they don't like it. They're really, really shocked about how you're treating them, and they need to show you bad mood back in return. They feel like doing this summertime as well, or Christmas time, or any time that you feel like giving them bad mood, they're going to see you in a bad way too. It says caution with the wind for some of you guys that may see yourself in a court case 1 year or two because you have punished yourself with way too much things. It says you may be giving yourself a lot of money right now. However, it says pay it back. Some of you guys are getting loans in abundance. Some of you guys are seeing yourself in good news. However, it says it's not going to be bad news for you all if you all participate in gravities of good energy. It says certainly wouldn't want to know it, but sex is something that you may want to see in your mind right now to help lessen the burden of everything else. You may gift yourself a wedding ring. Some of you guys may give yourself a wedding ring, like you're purchasing that ring for yourself. Like, I know he wants me and I'm going to make sure he marries me. So I'm placing the ring on my finger and asking him if he will pay attention to the fact that I want to marry him and drag him down the aisle. It says some of you guys are going way too far with certain things or way too far with this, as it says you will see that he's not going to give you anything more than love in the way that you think it's going to happen because you're preparing for this yourself. It says you no longer want this man to feel like he's going to treat you with disrespect or evil. So you're giving him the opportunity to marry you so you can feel like he's really in love with you in your mind, but in reality he's not, and you're paying for the wedding. So it says you will make sure he's down that aisle tomorrow or the next week or the next week after, as long as you pay for everything. Wow, Capricorn. That's deep. It says, no wonder people are bothered about your mischief. It says someone here doesn't want to know that they're communicating with demons again. They realize that they're tired. So there's no point looking into the narcissism at the workplace or in an office or in a building that's going to cause you grief. People there giving people financial options or even giving them bad mood. It says some of you guys are looking forward to blessed energy now so you can move on. You weigh up all the thin with the rough outcomes as well. Ideally, it says you have things that you want to communicate, but in small amounts, very, very thinly. But then it says it comes out in big ways, and it does drag out a long time. So you may not want to speak about everything, but it works in your favor. It says keep going in that direction because it's not going to work out in any other way. Absolutely nonsense. It says for some of you guys, that somebody doesn't want to know that you're marrying them or even giving them bad news. It says, I know I wouldn't want to witness this, but I've got to communicate this in my soul. And have you seen my son? It says, as this woman says she wants you to notice something, she's pushing you onto another woman or into another mindset. as hers is not going to be cute enough for you to stay in around the Christmas or around her at all, as her mood is changing. She says, have you seen my son to another female? How dare you? It says, I know this child is mine. And it does say she uses you in your mindset to play with your family member. She may have captured you in your mindset to make you believe you have good outcomes with your laughing family elsewhere, but not with her, your mother. And it says you have played yourself way too much. You feel like you've got good news with this woman breathing down your neck and telling you good news is coming. However, you've punished your own parent for no reason, it says. You've given a lot of mind games to your family member. And it says she sees everything. She's not going to give up, but she sees everything. She doesn't want to notice that you've given yourself good news either, because she knows that you have bad news to give yourself 1 week or 1 year later with the same family that you communicate being with, ideally in the devil rituals that you sit down in and play about in your mind, or even in your reality and be around. She says she doesn't want to know that you're always going to be under oath to tell her everything, because you're nasty in your mindset at times. You can be really rude and disgusting, or even treat her like shit. She says she doesn't want to get involved with none of your business, absolutely nothing, because she feels like you've got a devilish mind. You've got a mental health disorder that's not going to help you at all. It says it's going to give you bad news one day if I get involved and we start fighting. It's not going to be worth it, because you're always going to backlash on her and make her feel like trouble is coming to her, and good news could come to you if you stay where you are. So she says you are a wretch. You can stay in the punishment. And if you have a child, you have to stay in that mindset on your own, because she's not taking care of any of your children. She's not even going to want to be there for you because you don't listen to her. It says it's not going to be worth me getting involved in the situations that you're in at all, because your narcissism has got in the way too far for me to even talk to you. It says time for me to move on and rest. I know I'm tired, so I'm going to rest a lot and make sure that I'm happy in the end. It says she's not going anywhere from the plane, but she needs to rest a lot to rejuvenate and get back to her normal self. She's going to punish herself a lot more than usual these days, because she doesn't want to get up and do anything around the house. Therefore, it says no one is going to punish her at all, because she's doing so much around the house, but you keep telling her off in her mindset or behind her back. You've been punishing her and letting her know that she's not a good enough parent or a good enough woman. And you've been punishing her way too much in her bloodline and cursing her on her way to punishments in her mind. It says you've got to communicate why you're doing this, as she transgresses good news in herself to get up every day and do something to make herself feel better. She's never going to be the offspring that you want, but she's always going to be the good news that she chose to be for herself. And if you don't see it for yourself, you're going to punish yourself, because she's telling you you can't come round. So you can't see anything good that she's doing for herself. You rather see her in a negative way. And she's always saying stuff like, I'm not going to allow him to see me. But it says you've been trolling her energy and wanting to see her. But it does say that you're going to have bad news in the end, as she's positioned herself in the best energy ever to punish you. She realized that too, that one day everything's going to just work out in my favor and punish your mindset for even trying to get near me. It says all of you guys are having good news with your outcomes. None of you are having bad news. Some of you are having twins, it says. Some of you guys are going to have triplets. But some of you guys are also going to have good news with your wives and your husbands, as you see blessed news coming in the next year. It says all of you guys will feel like you want to get someone pregnant, or even feel like you want to get pregnant. Some of you guys are having babies. Hence why it says you may be having twins or even triplets for some of you guys. But it does say some of you guys are really giving yourself blessed news in the end, with something that you're doing to make sure that you have good news overall with your wife life, or your happy life, or your happy outcome. And then I'm hearing hold the baby properly. For some of you guys, you have to be careful the way you're holding the baby. It says some of you guys, you don't want to drop it, or you're telling someone, don't drop my baby. Please don't dangle my baby. Please don't harm my baby. Very overprotective with your baby. It says it's not going to be easy for the person that's seeing it. Absolutely, the doctor may get involved. And it also says you may see the doctor once in a while for your child, or maybe even for your family member. It doesn't say that you've got bad news overall, but you've got to see that good things can come out of a situation that's negative. Some of you guys may not feel it, but you've got contemplation energy there too. Like someone has to contemplate something that's going on. It says nothing set in stone, but you will witness things in your mind. And people will punish you to move on to another room and look at things from a darker side. But it says it's not worth it right now. give yourself a break. It says some of you guys are getting too involved with a witchcraft woman that has punished herself on your mindset and uses you a lot for things that you would not want to use all the time or every day, but you use it a lot in your mind. And it says you may use it at times to punish her family. So it says it's not going to work out if you have a break today and then go ahead with it again tomorrow, because it's going to come out anyway. Whether it comes out or not, it says it's going to be worth it. It says you may not see it, but someone here wants to take your job from you. Someone might want to punish you with your work. It says some of you guys are going to lose a job, or may even see yourself in a blessed news with a new one. Some of you guys will witness things in your mind and try to travel away from the person that has punished you. It says all of you are going down in your mindset about things that you have bothered yourself with in the last year, maybe even this year, because it says now it's the ending of the month, or even in the meantime, seeing that this year is coming to an end, you may have seen a lot of troubles along the years or along the year. It says maybe even now you'll see that you've punished yourself with a lot more weed smoking than usual, or even heart failure could come to your mind about things that you've given yourself. But it says you cannot give yourself problems this year. You've got to allow yourself to unfold naturally. It says only you and many health problems could come in the next year. But it says, warning, are you seeing that you've smoked too much or even drank too much alcohol? Some of you may need to stop this, as people are telling you you have hereditary issues in your bloodline that could give you a curse. Now you've got to take care of your health more frequently than anything, or more now than ever. It says you've got to see that blessings can come to you. Some of you guys are holding on and not wanting to, but you've got to let go of a child, being mindful about what it is that they're doing, because they know that they need to open up to you about the punishment that they're going to get if they don't be honest to you. It says some of you guys really want to whip this child or even tell this child off, but it says it's not going to be easy for you, as you need to get out of the problem. It says all of you need to come out of the problem that you're in your mindset, or let this child go, or let somebody go that you have in your mind that's punishing you and you want to beat them. Like you want to have a fight with a neighbor or a person around you, or someone that's been dealing with you negatively. It says you all have offspring in your mindset that you are giving yourself good news with, and you may not want to see good news with them at all. It says some of you guys are giving yourself bad news by beating the person if you do see them in the street. Some of you guys may not want to see the person in the street, or you may want to fight them. It says some of you guys are having bad news in the workplace, or maybe even around you with a personal teenager, or maybe even a problem with this person feeling like you're just a little small boy or you're a little small person to them. It says no one's going to help you in your mindset at all about the situation. You may have to move on your own about it. It says even when you see yourself in a good way, you're going to punish yourself, because it says no one's giving you good news to help you out of a problem. And it does say this, like you've got to find a way out of it on your own, because you may have given yourself enough time to see that you wanted to be on your own to solve the problem, or you didn't want to get the help that you needed when the time came around. It says you've got to be careful in your mindset. However, it could be a parent's guidance that want you to be careful, and you may not listen, or you may take their advice on board. But it also says you've seen yourself in enough problem as it is. You may not want to give yourself problems again. So you will stay clear of their attitude or their mentality as you move forward in a new job or in a new workplace. You may not see yourself there yet, but in the new year, you'll punish your mindset to get there, as you stay close to the people that are not good to you, but at the same time, you're not looking at them in a way that they're going to harm you. You've got to bless yourself in the next week or two, so you won't punish yourself too much. You'll give yourself good news and good outcomes and move forward just the way you want to. Okay. So endurance is what I'm hearing. Trying to put up with something to get to the next level. Okay. It says you should try it sometime. It's going to help you. A lot of the time you'll see mistakes, but you'll see a blessing come in the end. It says all the time I've been looking for this and I can't find it. Maybe I'm trying too hard to run away. It says someone around you sees that they could do it too, but they're too eager to move on. They feel like the punishment is way too much. They realize that they're burdened by the stress. They don't like evil attitudes or mentalities. They can't stand people that are always telling them off. It says you can have stress. Maybe you can cope with it. I can't. I see myself in a problem. People have punished my head a lot this year, maybe even last year too. I've been through so much. I don't know how to cope. I'm really trying though to move past things. I've been through burdens and burdens and burdens. May I just get some justice? Because the truth is, I've actually been through things. It's not that I haven't. And it's not that I'm trying to run away all the time. Even when I've had to run away because you put me through so much, I never got to any levels like you or anyone else, Capricorn. It says this person is right because this person has gone through so much trial and error, more than you at times, and still hasn't seen a result. So it's like pushing yourself down a well that you'll never get out of. And it says you will see that rabbit hole one day where you're just going deeper and deeper inside it and you don't see any farming industry coming. It says, this man said, do you not see your blessings are on its way? It says, do you know I've had to trial and error the situation to get to where I'm getting to? It says some of you guys don't even see that someone here is trying to bruise themselves with a little bit of herbs and a little bit of soil that they've put down and called it a garden and want to know that it's going to be a farm. It says, do you know that it will turn into your blessing one day if you keep going? It says it's not enough for me to see my blessing when I know there's other things I want to proceed with caution and do at the same time because targets are still there around me trying to bruise me. Do you know how hard it is to cultivate soul in my little patch that I have outside? It says, this woman says, I know that I can make stuff, but is it going to survive? Like, is it going to last? Is it going to work out? It says, I know I have to put in hell of a lot of work and I'm not tired. I still want to do it, but I'm not saying that I've gotten anywhere where I want to be in my life. And I realize I keep seeing someone in my mind's eye telling me you need to move forward with that. And it's a man that doesn't know why he's in my atmosphere, but he's borrowing time to give me bad news or punish me with good news. However, it says he knows he's in his mindset for whatever it is he could get. But the thing is, he wants you to know you can prosper in your mind with good news about it. It says, I don't care what he says. I'm going to do it anyway. But I wonder why he's lingering in my energy. It says, you know what? Other than that, you'll see a female punishing you. And you will see another female punishing you. It says you have to deal with certain warnings that you will get punishment in your mind. Because someone doesn't want to see you fail, but they don't want to see you win. However, it says, Capricorn, it could be a female around you. And she knows who she is. She may be even listed as a nurse in her head or even a female doctor. She could be trained for so many different things as she knows she's a blessing in disguise. She just doesn't want to give up on things that she knows to be true to her. She is a laughing stock mental health bitch, but it says no one says that other than you. People keep looking at this genius as everything but what you call her. And the thing is, even her mum says the same thing. This woman is a genius. She should have been a lawyer or a doctor or somebody out there that is going to be absolutely brilliant. However, her negative vibe with her mother is not going to be worth it. And her parent is also punishing her in the shits that she feels like she's in, pushing her energy back into the rubbish, back into the crowd of people that give her drama and crowd of people that give her botheration, and looking for problems with a person that could give her even more punishments if he arrives. This woman says she don't know what it is, but she can't stand her child. She says she sees her as a doctor or a lawyer or someone brilliant in life, but she doesn't want her to absolutely have that. So she keeps looking for her in her dreams, in her mind, in her eyes, in her nose, in her chest, in her venom, in her vagina even, with her man and her lifestyle and her family, and wants to punish her even more. It says judgment is upon her now, with a person that doesn't want to see her win when it comes to her laughing stock credit or even her judgment with her family. It says nobody wants to see her win, is what this mother says to her. And it's a lie, really, because she has to look further into the truth and see blessings. But the truth is, she gets crowded by her mother's judgment so much to the point that it hurts. It says you know who she is, no matter saying who or what. It could be a friend, a family member, a parent. It says you know what you're up to in your mind to help this person, punish this person too. For some of you guys that are allowing this punishment to happen to a friend, family member, or even a person that wants to know they could be in the law someday to help you out and get out of a problem. You will always see bad news if you don't help this woman. It says you're going to be punished the day this woman drops down dead. This woman that's punishing a friend or a family member around you and you're participating, you will see that there's going to be a graveyard coming if I don't get good news, is what you want to say. to the person. But it says it's always going to be your offspring that punish you more. You have to remember you are participating in evil acts for some of you, but not all of you. And it says some of you don't even know you're a part of those evil acts and may not want to know that you're coming out of it. So you have to be careful, Capricorn. But you will see blessings come in the end once you trouble your mind to move past it, as you are good at that. It says no wonder you've seen yourself in a blessed way. You're not going to see troubles come in the end. After all, you are nicely pushing yourself in a punishment only if you see this woman move forward with something. The NICU. It says someone's going to the NICU one day. She may not see it, but she's going under. She looks terrible. It says a grandmother or a parent may have to go under in the next week. She realized that she's taken a tumble and fell. She may even harm herself really, really badly. She might even look at herself like dementia is on its way, or maybe even some problem with her mind. She may not even stand upright. She may not even see herself in a good way. She says, I know I'm being punished. And with the willies that I'm receiving, I know that I'm having better news than you, she says. She says, it doesn't matter because I'll stand by my man and he will give me good news. However, it's not helping her to have any good news apart from the fact that she loves sex. It doesn't mean anything other than that. It says she's happy to look forward to information that she's sending to her Bible to punish someone else, or maybe even using it as a way to get victory over someone when they've done nothing wrong. It says, do you know this woman will pray over me in a way that she feels she is good when she's not good at all, and she feels she's using Bible verses to pray over me when she's the one doing bad to me. This woman is a narcissist. It says, do you know I'm never going to come out of hiding? I always want to use this energy to punish you, she said to the other person. It says, you know who this woman is. Without saying names, it says it's a grandparent or a parent, or both of them combined, trying to fight each other and seeing each other in boredom. It says you realize it's boredom because the woman that you live with is bored and the one that you don't live with is bored. However, you see none of this information that they see. She's not bored, it says. The one that says she's not living with you. She's not bored at all when it comes to her life. She's got things to do, but you may see her as bored to punish her mindset against her parent. You may want to see her in a bad way. And it says you will warn yourself this as you move forward. You have narcissism in you, so you won't take care of her mind. She wouldn't trust you, and she doesn't want to see that you could trust her either, because the thing is, she's trying to warn you, don't come to me anymore, which she understands you may not trust her anymore. But the truth is, she doesn't care. You've put her through so much grief already and not participated in her mindset and her lifestyle, being happy in the way she sees fit. So she doesn't give a damn about what you think. She says, I'm going to move on and I don't want to hear from you again. Please leave me alone. And even if I hear from you or we hear from each other, it's going to be sporadically or once in a while. It says, I don't need you right now, and if I do, I'll call you, but if I don't need you, please leave me alone. I'm not in the mood for you to be around me, and I don't want to hear that you're around me and that woman at the same time. I need some space. Energy is important to me. Good vibes only. Wouldn't want to know that you're around her and her negative, detrimental self, evil demon spirit, and then you're coming around me with her bad vibes. I don't want it because you stay around her a lot. You're around this woman too much, and I don't want to hear from you. So please don't call me again or leave me alone, she says. It says you want to go to her so much this year that you don't even understand why. It says your spirit is telling you to go there, but it doesn't say why. It could be that you don't want to be alone with this woman that you're living with, but it says the generosity that you want to give is not going to be worth it. You don't have a good tongue to talk to her in a good way. You don't have a spirit that's going to tell her off. Is that what it is? Because the reason why you want to be around her is if she ever speaks to you in any out of order way, you're going to punish her. The truth is, Capricorn, you're going to get hurt. And you're going to get hurt so badly. When you need this woman one day, you're going to see that you should have never opened up your stinking mouth to her. And you will punish yourself a lot more than usual. Your negative narcissism is coming out. And it says you keep brewing behind the scenes to look into her spirit. You keep answering the phone like you've got bad moods or leaving her with bad moods. It says you're not going to have good news at all is what she says. It says you also would like to see that she's not going to have bad news. So she's warning you to walk away. Okay. It says no one's going to keep communicating the dead the way someone keeps communicating the dead around you. It says for some of you that understand this spirit, Damalola Taylor, a person that may have died long time ago in the region of Peckham in the United Kingdom, okay, in London area. It says this man keeps saying Damalola Taylor. It says this man doesn't know what he's doing, but he's bringing up the spirit of Damalola Taylor and this woman's spirit at the same time to include the punishment of fire and water in the building. It says, do you know his breeding place is going to be a blessed news in the building? But it says this man says he don't know what it is with you. You can't understand him. He's using fire, i.e. the man was burnt in fire, and he's using water in certain other elements that you may not understand. So people that have gone through things, through fire, water, wind, earth, and you know, all the elements basically, he's using them in rituals and spells, but it says you would never understand why. He says he's been taught this by his grandparents, and he's very much negative. It says, do you know this is a man that never knew that he could come out with things like this, and he realized it's working just nicely in his mind. In reality, it's not working at all. It's a bad omen. And it says witchcraft is really brewing through your family bloodline. But it says you've got to caution yourself a lot with this man. It says the negative mindset of this person who is black and never wanted to use the N-word at all, constantly keeps using it on you. He says he knows why. This woman trolled my head one day and told me she was going to blast it off. This woman, it says this woman right here, says she was going to troll me one day and blast it off. It says, do you know you've got the wrong one? Mind you, it says a spirit in this woman keeps trolling a man around you. It could be a father. And it says he keeps using obeah and witchcraft to punish the wife or the ex-wife. But it's really you not seeing that it's her parent. It's her guardian angel is what the woman keeps telling you in spirit. And really, it's you not seeing in disguise what she's doing. Because it's her parent that keeps punishing you. And you want to use witchcraft in ways that you use in elements of dead people. It says you will punish yourself one day. And you're nasty to whoever it is that you want to come out and speak to. It says, you know what? You've got no business talking to me at all. And if you keep using people's names, you're going to get punished. This man says he don't know what it is, but he has to use Damalola Taylor. He realized this child died one time in a fire. It says, do you know how stupid that is to use someone else's spirit? And you're going to get punished. It says the mindset of Damalola Taylor is going to punish you. And it also says the man that uses this is a very bad mood. He also realized he's a father of you. Like he's your dad. And he doesn't know why he's communicating the dead that way. He's really got bad news with people around him. He says, I know how to disguise myself very well if I need to use my obeah. He realized he's going to punish himself again because he's warned. His baby mum, the one that doesn't look like your mother, is using obeah on him, witchcraft. She taught herself this one day when she went to JA, i.e. Jamaica. It says she also realized she's looking into things online that could punish him. And now he wants to turn around and use it to punish you. It says, do you know you're heavily riddled in witchcraft with people around you? Certainly wouldn't want to get involved with Satan's wrath. It says you may have to move on and see yourself in a better way before karma comes and takes you down. It says all of you are going down in some way. Even the negative spirit of a woman that gets readings from a parent around you, or even someone that you know. It says this woman keeps targeting her and really ridiculing her and making fun of her and coming and getting more readings. It says, do you know this woman's gonna die in the next month? It says, I know this because even this woman that said she knows she wanted to get away from her is not going to be the one that passes on and dies. It says the woman that keeps trolling her is going to die. She doesn't know it yet, but she's going to die on holiday at that. She doesn't know she's going to go somewhere and pass out, or even just see that she's not dead, but she got really hurt because she doesn't know how to behave. It says karma's a bitch, but it's coming back to eat all of you. In fact, Capricorn will see blames come to their head before anybody with certain problems that they're giving out. However, it says a lot of you are going down or under and may not see good news coming the next week, the next month, or the next year. So you have to be careful about what it is that you're dishing out. Maybe you'll even see family members with father figures for you, and maybe even see good news ones if you can. However, it says don't depend on that. You may need to see yourself in a bothersome energy away from this and give yourself better news instead of looking for family members that can give you punishments all over again. Because father figures is not something you all need. It says you need gifts of love and gifts of good mindsets to play yourself, or mind games to play yourself, because it says they're not going to put up with nonsense from you all either. They want to know that you harm yourself because you keep trying to harm them. It says, Capricorn, do you know someone wants to harm you right now because you don't know how to give yourself good news? By harming them, it says you're going to harm yourself. And it says, leave it there, because all this time you're going to see yourself in a problem. And warning, you're going to want some help from this person one day and can't get it because you're trying to harm them too much instead of love them. Okay? So it says, move on from the detrimental mind games that you have to give your parent or a family member around you that loves you and trying to warn you of things and you don't want to listen, when karma is going to come instead. It says you'll see yourself going through this in the next week, a next month, or a next year if you're not careful. It says good luck from here on out. I see you. It says her aunt is not giving up. She sees problems with your family member backlashing on her because she's been trying to harm her for years. But it says taking a toll on her is karma. It's like she can't give this woman bad news because she's never done anything to harm this woman, but this woman's trying to harm her. And she's now seeing blessings in the next week. Who is your mother or a parent around you is getting blessings in the next week instead of karma. It says even a mindset of a man, he doesn't know what it is with this woman. He likes her, but he doesn't like her, and he's trying to pretend that he likes her. But he says he's getting karma right now because he feels a bad mood in his spirit. So he's going to move on and get karma in the next week because he's trying to treat her badly. It says all of you that are trying to treat this woman badly, you're going to get karma. Karma is coming to you because she's been fair to you all, and she's been loving and gifted enough to say goodbye to you all in the mind when you have problems, because she knows not to stay around you with negative energy. She says, hence why I've got to move on. You all get on with it. I'm going to give myself better news while you get karma, because I don't want to be around you. And that's that. So it says leave it to spirit to give yourself better news if you feel like you want to continue to harm her. But it says you'll also see the spirit is guided in you. You're the enemy in yourself trying to harm her. So if you want to keep following her, trolling her, it's up to you. But she's allowing you to get karma for doing so because she's not having it. And she says, I'll speak to you next month, next year, or maybe in the next new year. But she's not going to give herself karma. She wants you to see your karma is coming. At the same time, she's not praying for you to have it, but she wonders what happens to people like you that don't want to listen to me in a way that you can protect me or give me good news or help me in a way that you're not harming me, because you're trying too hard to harm me instead of love me. It says karma's coming to you all, and I don't care. Spirit is with me on this. I will allow spirit to give you karma. Okay? So, I think that's it for now, Capricorn. It says no trouble is coming apart from you believing it in the mindset is what you tell yourself, or a family member is trying to guide you out of it. But it says even her, she's getting karma, so don't trust in her. She could be a grandparent. She could even be a parent of yours is what you think, but in reality it's really your grandparent or a family member like an aunt or an old family member that you didn't really know in a past life, like a person that's not around you, but they're still trying to troll your energy field through your ancestral root. It says you've all got to see this in the next week. You've got punishments coming from this person, how they're trolling you, and father figure. Not a mother, but a father figure. So you're going to get punishments from this spirit in the next week. But you have to be careful because she's not playing. She will give you karma from the drama that you've tried to give to your parent, which is a mother figure, and not seeing who you are through your father's eyes, because you are detrimental to your well-being, and a parent, which is a parent that you didn't even understand was giving you good news, which is your mind telling you, well, it could be my mum, but it's not really you wanting to know that. So you're going to get karma because you just don't care. You just don't want to know. You don't care, and you realize you do care in some ways, but only because the last minute is coming for you to switch things up and turn things around. It says you're getting karma regardless anyway. So you have to be careful on what it is that you're bringing to the table. Okay? So I'm going to leave it there, my lovelies, and I'm going to speak to you guys in the next reading. Ciao for now. Bye.